Good evening and welcome into the varsity side of things for this Route 9 rivalry is what Dwayne calls it. I call it the co-op rivalry, or the old co-op rivalry, as I hack the pronunciation all to pieces. But we're going to be here tonight for the varsity side of things, first with the girls, then with the men later tonight. And it ought to be a good couple of matchups. I know both ladies teams have struggled a little bit, but tonight, John, we will see if they can rebound a little bit, both figuratively and literally, and come back in this one and see what they can come up with here this evening.
Yeah, and I know West Prairie took kind of the loss last year in the head when they played Bushnell at home. Of course, one of their starters, Lauren Powell, had to sit out that game due to some illness. So West Prairie definitely coming into this one trying to get that win back from last year, and they feel like they deserve it, so it should be an interesting matchup.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to West Prairie Junior Senior High School for today's matchup between the BPC Lady Spartans and your West Prairie Cyclones. At this time, please rise, ladies and gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And now the starting lineups. First for the visiting BPC Lady Spartans. Number 20, Elizabeth Gilfillan. Number 24, Elizabeth Suter. Number 33, Kylie Norris. Number 34, Erin Jackson. And number 35, Jaitlin Sickles. The Spartans are coached by Corey Schwartz and assisted by Andy Rodefer. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to meet the starting lineup for your West Prairie Cyclones. Number 2, Maddie Hood. Number 3, Grace Vanonic. Number 5, Madeline Sullivan. Number 10, Lauren Powell. And number 13, Lindsay Dunn. The Cyclones are coached by Grant Bland, assisted by Bailey Watts. Officials for tonight's game, Mason Blickenstaff, Jim Whitfield, and Christopher Yoakum. Good luck to both teams this evening. All right. We got a ball game.
That we do.
We had it whether we were here or not. But
Exactly.
And for the Cyclones, been a little bit of a slump here, but I don't know how to say this positively, but a team that they're fairly evenly matched with here. And tip comes over to Aaron Jackson. Jackson dribbling toward the lane. Gives a look, gives to Sickles as Maddie Hood picks her up. Into the lane, and we've got a tie-up as Norris tied up there by Lindsey Dunn. And Lauren Powell dribbling it up. You can see they're going to apply a little bit of pressure. Kind of a diamond and one pass tipped away by Gilfillan. She'll pull it up on the near side and give it on the outside to Suter. Suter working around to Sickles. Now over to Jackson. Ties up the three. No good. Rebound Slaughter. And John, we saw last night the Spartans, as we see it again, not shy about the three ball.
No, absolutely not. The JV team on both ends, girls and boys, putting up a lot of shots in a hurry. West Prairie's going to have to work on their transition defense, cut down on some of those transition threes we saw putting up, and going to have to make Bushnell play a little bit slower than they were last night.
And that great pass from Vanotic to Dunn, just couldn't quite get it there. Broke the pressure pretty easily as Jackson comes back the other way. Tried to bounce in the lane and cue the traveling music as she turns it over. Kind of trivia note, I know a lot of people know this throughout the area, but referee that just helped him bring it in, Jim Whitfield, used to work for WGEM, Vanotic. Driving, biscuit in the basket, it's good. And the Cyclones on the board first, 2-0. Excuse me, as the Lady Spartans bring it up. Norris with it. Kind of gave a look at Sickles in the post, went away, now gives it to her. She'll spin on Hood. Partially blocked by Hood, I think, there, and Norris. And Hood kind of, I'm not sure what to call that, John. Arm bar, takedown.
Yeah, something like that. Hood getting a little physical down there, and no call on that. I think Dunn got a hand on that one, tipped it out of bounds, so Bushnell will inbound underneath their own basket. Norris
has it knocked away. Here comes Sullivan. Stops, gives to Powell. Powell, spinning lane, and go up. That'll be a foul on Jackson. And it'll be Lauren Powell up to the free throw line shooting 2. And folks at home, if you notice Lauren Powell, a little bit of a bruise on that left hand. If you notice her a little gingerly catching the basketball. But she is tough. I will give Lauren Powell that. All the aches, pains, and that. She is super tough. Makes 1 of 2 on, so the Cyclones lead it here, 3-0. As back will come the Spartans. Go to Jackson. Jackson, a wide open lane. Puts it up, puts it in. 3-2, 1 point Cyclone lead. As Powell over to Sullivan. Sullivan and had Dunn again. Dunn wide open. Gilfillan did a nice job recovering. Back out to Vanotic. Open 3 on the way. Good.
A nice shot there. Grace Vanotic has done a great job of spotting Lizzie Dunn cutting underneath the basket the past couple possessions. Dunn hasn't really been able to make the most of it, but a nice kick out pass there to Vanotic for the 3.
And so a 6-2 lead here now for the Cyclones as they look to bring it inbounds. And foul on the inbounds. As they will go back to it and up to the free throw line, Grace Vanotic. Free throw on the way, it is good. Ups the Cyclone lead to 7-2. Second one no good, rebound pushed around, and Norris, like she was shot out of a gun, just, man, up the court. Trying to push things a little bit. So 7-2, Cyclones lead, 5:55 mark of this first quarter of play. Get a moment. We're going to thank some of our very fine sponsors here. Gilfillan trying to thread herself through the maze. Shoots one little long. And Powell in amongst the trees ties up Sickles. And it will be Bushnell-Prairie City basketball. Triggering inbounds will be number 24. That is Suter. Suter keys it. Jackson with it now. Bouncing lane for Sickles. Hacked away by Hood. And it'll stay with Bushnell-Prairie City. I think Madeline Sullivan was trying to decide whether to pick it up or not.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure who that one was going to be out off of. Had a little bit of trouble seeing it from up here. Refs eventually decides that it was last off West Prairie.
Norris shot again, up and in. Spartans make it 7-4 West Prairie. As Powell over to Sullivan, down in the corner, Dunn. Dunn puts it on the floor, loses it. and Jackson comes away with it. They're going to work it up the court. Holds, waits, bouncing lane for Sickles. Sickles, shoot shot, no good. Rebound Sullivan down. Back will go the other way. Out to Powell, fakes the three as they jumped at her. Back to Vanonic. And her pass tipped away by Gilfill and stolen. And kind of slammed on the floor. Kind of a everybody playing hot potato. Nobody wanted that one. Right now Jackson down the side. Shot on the way, no good. Air ball to Vanonic. Does bounce it to Dunn. Dunn trapped in the backcourt. Wheels away, and if she pushes it, they've got a fast break. And for the 3-on-2, Powell long two, no good. Rebound tipped, and Norris out of there with it. And Norris going to be whistled for the elbow. Dare I say almost Macho Man-like with the elbow.
A little bit. Not exactly off the top rope, but
no,
works the same nonetheless.
Jill Miller has checked into the game along with number 23, Sierra Shannon. Saw her play a lot last night. Dunn, waiting to trigger in, trying to get threaded to Powell, picked away there by Shannon, tied up by Vanonic. And it'll be West Prairie basketball. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game night, check out TSSR Game Time live events. JoJo's 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell. Sullivan three on the way. It is no good. Rebound caromed around. And Dunn ties up Norris. It'll be Spartan basketball.
Raritan Estates Bank, Bushnell's branch located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all your banking needs. Come visit the bank on Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Powell up the court, Euro step no good, and then realized she caught it as she jumped in bounds, didn't reestablish herself. And very funny, similar to the NFL, you have to have both feet in bounds to reestablish. Sickles coming back in, Norris going out for the Lady Spartans. Cyclones will press here. Jackson passed that one literally right to Powell, John.
Yeah, right into the hands of Powell. Read it perfectly there, was able to read the eyes, get the steal off the inbounds, and she'll get fouled, take a trip to the line. And the fouls here early on starting to add up for Bushnell, Greg.
Yep, they're already their third here in this first quarter. And I guess, John, I shouldn't say this, but it's kind of weird. We've played so many of those 10-minute running halves. It was kind of weird last night doing the boys' game with a full game, and now at the varsity here, a full game. Powell makes the first, second one, eyes it up, and got the double doink to go in. 9-4, 5-point Cyclone lead. 4 minutes left to go in the quarter. Went up with it and got away with one there, pinned it on their hip. Miller trying to save it in bounds and does. As Suter was able to, kind of had it on her hip. They didn't see it. Now they bounce into Sickles, working on Dunn. Cross the lane to Shannon. Out to Suter, up to Miller. She'll step into one. Just a bit wide. 9-4, 5-point advantage here for the Cyclones. That's coming the other way is Lauren Powell working it here with 3:40 left to go, first quarter. Down to Sullivan as Powell gets through. Pick from Hood out to Dunn. Dunn, I think, was going to Maddie Hood in the lane, deflected and taken away by Suter. And tried to pass it to Miller, went out of bounds. And we've got a timeout called by Grant Bland and the Cyclones. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
A hat brand built on two staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker-style caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at barclaybillsco.com. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for one more. barclaybillsco.com. Wishing good luck to all area athletes this year. M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. Mainstay in the community, offers free delivery within 40 miles. For high-quality home furnishing, stop and see the fine folks at M&B Furniture at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mnbfurniturinc.com. Also call 772-2111. 94 Cyclones in the lead here, 3:15. Clock rolls in quarter one as Sullivan working it here. And Bushnell with a 1-2-2 zone. As Lindsey Dunn dribbles underneath, and they're going to actually whistle a foul on Jaitlin Sickles, the little bump block indoor foul. Dunn looking to trigger it in, tried to get it into Venonic, and Miller and Powell will tie it up. I will say this for the out-of-bounds plays, they have had a little struggle. They're trying to go in the lane with it, John. It's just not there.
Yeah, they've tried that 2 or 3 times here early in the first quarter. Hasn't got it to work yet. We see a quick inbound come to the deeper part of the middle. Quick kick out for Powell for the 3, and she'll knock it down.
And the home rim makes it 12-8 or 12-4. 8-point lead here. Jackson working across the timeline. Double high post set. Sickles hitting the hard screen. Now they bounce it back to her. Out to Miller. Miller dribbling down, shoot, shot, will not go. Rebound fought for Hood, spots it up, off to Powell, and she's on the run. Powell into the lane with it, lays it up, lays it in, and good, and the Cyclones have a 10-point lead. Gilfillan has her pass tapped away. Sullivan nearly got it. Jackson recovers it, and now Miller holds on to it. Miller drives down the lane, shot no good as Hood, I believe, maybe Venonic with the foul. It is Maddie Hood, who said, just for a minute, let's all do the bump. Jill Miller will be up at the free throw line. Free throw's good. 14-5 ends a long West Prairie run. Ready's the second one. Rattles in and good. 14-6 here. And, John, that may be kind of important for Bushnell to at least get some points to break that long West Prairie run that was going on here.
Yeah, West Prairie, as you mentioned, went on a bit of a run there, was able to score a lot of points quickly. Powell with a quick 5 of her own unanswered. Those free throws definitely a way Bushnell can get back on track here as West Prairie is looking to kind of run away with this one.
14-6, we down across the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Dunn in the near side corner. Dribbling, hands it to Hood. Hood spots it on the way. High arcing shot, no good. Gilfillan down with it. And definitely, John, too, Bushnell-Prairie City has the size advantage over the Cyclones here. Haven't been able to make it work for them so far as Jackson driving lane. And Dunn kind of reached out the armbar, didn't get her. And just like that, a 4-0 burst by the Spartans, cutting it to 14-8. Lob over to Venonic, down in the corner to Powell. And action working in, Powell loses it. Sickles, Powell got it back. And we do have a foul. Dunn looks to trigger it in. Out to Sullivan. Sullivan over to Powell. Powell, quick spot up on the 3. No good. Tried to get her own rebound, tipped out of bounds. It is going to stay, or it's going to go over to the Spartans.
And Bushnell already up to 16 fouls here in the first quarter with only just over a minute to go. That could be something big here for the Cyclones, as one more foul will put them into the bonus.
And Norris up with it, out to Jackson. Will spot the quick 3, no good. Rebound Hood, going to tap that out of bounds. Couldn't recover it. I think some fan got themselves a Maddie Hood souvenir. Or would that be called a Hood ornament?
A Hood ornament. That's a great one. That is a good
Lob
one.
into Norris. She'll spin. Kick over to Gilfillan. Shot no good. Rebound Jackson up, and she'll be fouled. Either Powell or Sullivan. And it is Sullivan with the foul. That'll be Jackson up to the free throw line where she'll shoot a pair. And the Cyclones, that is just their first in this first quarter. Free throw a little bit wide. Actually, that should be 2, come to think of it.
Yeah, definitely a second one on the Cyclones.
But still not bad considering the Spartans have 6. Second one is good. And makes it 14-9. So now it has been about a 5-0 run for the Spartans as well. Grace Vanonic says enough of that. Hits the 3. Powell with the steal on the inbounds. Lays it up, lays it in. And the Cyclones go up 19-9. Lob up, Sullivan with the steal. 43 seconds left over to Powell. Cyclones' largest lead is 10. We'll see if they can do it again. Vanonic, the step back, no good. Rebound fought for, and Sickles out of there with it. Off to Jackson. She'll come up the other way with 30 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Driving down that baseline. Kick out to Miller. She'll load up the long 2. No good. Sickles the rebound. She'll put it up and put it in. And cuts it back to 8, 19-11. Cyclones have 10 seconds to work. Powell up with it over to Sullivan. A little crisscross action over the top. Sullivan picked up her dribble, lobs in the corner, and Norris says thanks for the gumball, Mickey. Dribbles up half court, and with 0.7 left. And actually, Norris was surprisingly nonchalant with it, John. I thought she'd be a little more of a hurry getting up the court.
Yeah, especially with the clock situation the way it is. Got to be a little more aggressive there, pushing the ball up the court.
And a fling and a heave at the end of the first quarter play. It is 19-11 in favor of the Cyclones. Let's take this timeout on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
King Family Chiropractic, with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, supports Bushnell-Prairie City athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. To set an appointment, call 309-837-6932. They also perform DOT/CDL physicals for just $85. For over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell has been servicing the local community needs for personal and business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending, and its trust department. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facilities on Cole Street. To learn more, F&M is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Suter on the floor along with Miller, Norris, Shannon, and Gilfillan. Gilfillan, the quick shot, no good. Powell down with the rebound. She's got a 3-on-1 with Suter. Drives it in, fakes, goes up. And a jump ball. Possession arrow should be over to West Prairie. Dunn will trigger it inbound. We heard Grant Bland explode there about getting back on D. Powell in with the rebound, or in with the inbounds, and you got to guard her out there. Bangs that one home, makes it 22-11. And now Suter back the other way, slides through after a pick from Miller. We'll get the West Prairie lineup for you in just a moment. And that one thrown, Shannon, tipped by Powell. Powell in the lane, Shannon giving chase. Fouled, yes, and it counts. As Powell knocks that one down, and we'll be up for the extra. Jackson right back in, Suter out. And Lauren Powell up at the free throw line. Free throw is good. And it ups the lead to 25-11. Largest lead for West Prairie. Pass nearly tapped again from Jackson. Off to Gilfillan. She has it poked away. Fight for it on the floor. Sullivan's out of there with it. And here she comes. Sullivan Dribbling in, lobs over to Powell. Powell out to Vanonic. Fakes the three, puts up the long two, good. Oh, they say it is a three. I would swear to you folks she stepped in, but now a 17-point lead. Gilfillan to Miller. Miller dribbles out there, swings it down for Shannon, had to tip it back in. Bouncing lane to Norris, Dunn. Watch her spin, puts it up and good. And John, to get the Spartans back into the game a little bit, that's what they've got a height advantage. They've got to highlight that.
Yeah, got to work the ball down into the lone post, get those easy buckets at the rim as the Cyclones have blown this one open sort of sorts here. The three-point shooting looking extremely good for the Cyclones here early on, as well as that pressure that they've been able to put on Bushnell in the backcourt.
Dunn going to try to bounce it into Hood, couldn't get it in there. And a jump ball call, possession, or should go over to the Spartans. We'll have a sub coming in. Janie Phelps will check in. Lindsey Dunn will check out for the Cyclones. Jackson to Miller. Miller up to Gilfillan. Back to Jackson. Quickly up to Shannon. And Shannon took a couple three steps as she was backing up. And that's, I guess, for the Spartans so far in this first half, the thing been a lot of what you call unforced errors. Things like that. Just, hold your feet. Phelps with it, near side corner, takes a dribble. Fires it to Sullivan, quickly over to Vanonic. Three on the way, no good. And the rebound tipped. And I believe Phelps tipped that from behind. I will not say that she learned that from the old man, but she might have. Lob into Powell. Powell quick 16-footer, no good. Bounces around. Vanonic had the rebound. Tries to chase it out to the corner. And now the Spartans control it. Miller on the way with it. Looking, has a wide open Shannon. Shannon going to pop the quick three and got it. And you can say you can push it with a look, and like that, to get a wide open three, why not? 28-16, lead down to 12, and they're trying to load Powell in the post. And Powell giving away a good 6 inches to probably Norris and Miller. So one of those, as a coach, you always say, know who you're passing it to.
Absolutely. Lauren Powell, shortest player on the court, trying to play on that low block. It's hard to get it down to her.
And I'm sure there was a little more action involved in that one, but that's one of those, like I said, know who you're passing it to. Sullivan will pull up for the three. It's good. It is raining threes in here tonight. Makes it 31-16. Quickly pass up to Shannon, over to Norris. Norris driving down, turn out to Jackson. She'll toss the three, no good. Rebound fought for. And I think I know who that's on. Yep. Janie Phelps will pick that one up. Trying to climb high there under the trees, but a little grabbing there. And now Norris is going to come out. Suter back in. Sickles is back in as well. Inbounds. Jackson out to Suter. She'll put up the quick three. It's good. And those are things, like I said, John, just be a little more patient with the basketball. Work it up a little bit. As Powell down in the corner to Phelps. Phelps above her head. Looks to dribble. And lost it out of bounds. Maddie Hood will come out as Lindsey Dunn comes back in. And Jackson will bring it in. Gilfillan right back to Jackson. Jackson across the timeline. Round to the far side. Nearly had it picked away. Suter picks it up. Pulls up for the quick three. Hard bounce there. And Shannon tied up. As Dunn gets her tied up, it'll be over to West Prairie. And the Cyclones going a little small ball here, John.
Yeah, a little small ball here with Hood out of the game. Dunn's going to be your main, center, post player for the Cyclones. I think they're going to kind of shuffle Janie Phelps down there to play post as well. And again, this is that time where Bushnell's got to definitely exercise the size advantage. As Grace Vanonic knocks down another three, she has been red hot in this first half.
Jackson working up with it. Pass tipped by Vanonic. And up the Cyclones come. Lauren Powell lays it up and in. And a 36-19 lead, tying the Cyclones' largest lead of the evening. 36-19 is our score here. Let's thank our fine sponsors on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in today's world. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video camera, and phone systems in the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas, and expanding quickly. Visit www.mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability today. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. You can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're age 65 or older. You can buy copies available at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville.
Webb Family Farms has been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season. Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking can take your product down the road near or far and also offers top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333.
36-19, matching the Cyclones' largest lead here as they continue to slap on the pressure. 4 Spartans up here as Suter triggers. The Gill filling back to Suter. And Suter, the sister of our colleague Kenny. And she runs it right up. And Hood going to get the foul. And that's one of those you say to a player, hands straight up in the air, and maybe, dare I say, a little acting, you might get that one.
Yeah, Hood did a nice job cutting that one up, just wasn't able to get the hands up in time. Suter came at her extremely quickly down the court, went coast to coast basically. Was able to pick up the foul, take a trip to the line.
And first one's good. I am sure Kenny taught her how to shoot those. Hood will go out. That is her 3rd personal in this first half of play. Second one on the way. It is good as well. Spartans cut it down to a 36-21 lead for the Cyclones as Powell brings it up, whips it out to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Powell. Down for Vanonic, up to Sullivan. And the Cyclones can be a little patient here. Vanonic in the corner. That one was tipped, and Suter nearly got it away. Powell gets it back, drives toward the lane, and that one nearly picked away. Sullivan gets it. Over to Powell, over to Vanonic. Vanonic driving around, and Sickles. I don't know if she was trying to swing her partner do-si-do or what she was trying to do, but had a good hold on Vanonic's wrist. And we'll be up to the free throw line. Grace Vanonic stepping up there. Vanonic's had a good little game as well, John.
Yeah, Vanonic's did a nice job shooting from the outside. One of her better shooting games in the first half so far. I think she's up to 3 threes in this one. She's looked aggressive, attacking the basket. Coming off that ankle injury she suffered a couple weeks ago, looked a little gun-shy in the game that she started the other night, but definitely coming out in this one slinging here early.
And she hits both, so ups it back to 17, 38-21. Miller to Jackson. As Jackson trying to get away from Sullivan, has it poked out of bounds. And now bring it inbounds. Suter will bring it in from the near sideline as they look to kind of run Jackson through, I would guess. Into Gilfillan. Gilfillan holds, waits. Cross course at Shannon. Now to Jackson, over for Suter. 3 on the way. That one kind of banked around. Sullivan able to snag it. And gets it up to Vanonic. Vanonic with a 2-on-1. She'll challenge Suter in the lane. And that one's an offensive foul. Perfect job, a perfect job by Suter there getting in front. Or most likely a player control foul. Oh, and that's what they were trying to figure out, who the foul was on. Inbounds to Miller. Miller nearly had it tipped. Back to her from Jackson to Suter. As Suter wheeling far side, and Venonic. That's a nice kick on that. Kind of a soccer thing. Neither of the schools have soccer, I might add that. Shannon with it, inbounds now over to Suter. Long three, bounces off the backboard, hits the pipe. And now triggering inbounds will be Sullivan. We'll have a substitution here. Up next dead ball we will. As they bring it up. Over to Sullivan. And again, as I mentioned, John, Cyclones can afford to be a little patient here. I mean, you take advantage of what you get, but lob in the corner to Powell. Powell out to Venonic, over to Sullivan. Wide open three, no good. And the rebound, Phelps had it for a second. Miller able to tear it away. And Miller in the backcourt as the count going. And Powell nearly had that one. Jackson picks it up to Miller. Back to Jackson. Got to give the Cyclones credit. A lot of pressure here. As a nice drive by Jackson goes a little short. And done out of there with the rebound, up to Sullivan, quickly to Powell. Powell in the lane, goes up, won't get it to go. Rebound, Sullivan taps it away. And a bump and push. John, I know the Spartans coach, and I'm sorry, Coach Schwartz was really telling his girls, come on, we got to get up and get those rebounds. Because really, for a much smaller Cyclone team, they're, I would guess, out-rebounding the Spartans so far.
Yeah, I would assume that too. And again, the Cyclones have a little bit of that smaller ball lineup here. Matty Hood not in the game for them. You'd expect the rebounding advantage, as we mentioned, to be with BPC with all the height that they have. But West Prairie doing a nice job boxing out, doing a nice job getting towards the basket and securing some of these offensive rebounds. And really a lot of defensive rebounds. It's been a pretty good game all around for West Prairie, and a lot of that starts with the defensive rebounding.
Makes one of two, 39-21. Gill filling with it. As she wheels around down to the near side. Throws it to Miller. Sullivan on her. Looks out to Jackson. Jackson going to Suter in the corner. Throws a three, no good. Rebound tipped around. Miller had it. Now Suter with it. Missed it again. Sickles with it, and she gets the hack job. So Jaitlin Sickles will step up to free throw line to stop been a pretty strong Cyclone run here. Haley Hendricks will check in just a moment. Sickles free throw, bounces off, no good. Janie Phelps out, Haley Hendricks in. Sickles ready to spot the next one. And second one no good. Gilfillan actually able to strip it away. They throw it into Sickles, fight for it, and Venonic's out of there with it to Powell. Powell on Suter, goes up, and that time didn't get the charge. And I thought a good job by Lauren Powell, John, to adjust to slide to the side of her instead of go straight up into her.
Yeah, and you really see Powell doesn't get called for that charge very often. She's very crafty heading to the rim, has a nice range of Euro steps, and as you mentioned, just kind of that slide-by move. Voigt's picking up the charge there. She'll take a trip to the line, and she misses the first one.
Suter will go out with her second foul as Shannon comes in. Second one is good by Powell, and the Cyclones hit the 40-point mark. Not that that necessarily has any significance, but they did. As they pressured up the court, Jackson with it, bouncing. Sullivan, a nice strip, out to Powell. Powell off to the races. That one, no good, but Venonic, the rebound, says, got your back, partner. And at 42-21, 20-point lead here, under a minute left in this first half. Shannon threw it to Miller, who wasn't expecting it. And Venonic nearly got out of bounds. Sickles drives in, spin, shoot, shot. Wild shot, no good, but got her own rebound and put it in. 42-23, 19-point lead. And now Sullivan down over to Venonic, corner to Powell. Powell moving it out of there. As Powell wheels it out. Now back over to Powell. Powell fakes. Over to Venonic. Long three. No good. Rebound Sullivan though. Sullivan across to Powell. She'll toe up the quick three. It's good. 45-23, 22-point lead. 8 seconds left. Jackson going to hurry a little bit. Gill filling up over to Sickles. Sickles. Shot on the way. No good. And that is how the first half of play will end. 45-23, 22-point lead for the Cyclones here, right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and they care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
Like a huge weight.
And we are back here just getting ready for the second half of play here on TSSR Game Time Live. As we work along here, 45-23, 22-point lead here for the Cyclones here at the half. Here we get ready to work here. We'll see who they start for the second half. As well.
Thought we were going to get going.
Everybody kind of went off the floor. All right, well, we'll just go ahead and we'll get going. Thank some of our fine folks, including Good Hope Gardens. They'll get 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Thursday and Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For all your fresh produce needs, be sure to follow your Facebook page for daily updates. They're preparing for the 2023 season now. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today.
Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in and carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there's limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And to report first half, we had some physicality out there. It looked like it got pretty chippy here and there. Of course, a lot of these girls know each other very, very well, played against each other, oh gosh, all the way back since what, 4th grade? Maybe 3rd grade for some of them. Always got to keep it going, always got to, it's kind of one of those things that, John, I said, they've been rivals since way, way back then. I know a lot of our kids started in the Knoxville League all the way on up through here to high school.
Yeah, sort of rivals for your winter sports and used to be co-ops for all your summer sports, your footballs, baseball, stuff like that.
Softball?
Yep, softball too. So like you said, these kids know each other very, very well. Of course, Bushnell just being down the road. One of the next closest school, I would say, to West Prairie for sure. So, and that's why it's nice doing these things here, getting both teams involved on each night. And again, one of the things about having the girls and boys play each on one night is look at all the people here for the girls' game. There hasn't been this many people here for the girls' game all year. So a lot of new faces out in the crowd. Come watch the girls once, and girls are putting on a performance here in West Prairie. Hopefully they'll be back for the next game.
Well, that's and. As I told you last night, Missouri does this an awful lot, this boys-girls doubleheader thing, and it's really cool, I think, that you can do this. I honestly wish Illinois would do it a lot more. I mean, you pack a gym in, you get all these people in, and it makes for a fun evening. Suter triggers it in to Norris, joined by Jackson, Gilfillan, and Sickles.
They haven't got the clock started yet. Haven't got the time on. Refs moving a little too quick for us.
Well, and I know what happened last night, too, was they went to start the game and the clock was counting up instead of down.
That's a new one. Haven't seen.
Norris driving in and airballs it, rebound. And that is actually Sickles couldn't get it, threw it off of Maddie Hood and out of bounds. Suter has her inbounds pass tip coming out here for Jackson. Jackson holds and waits. Over to Sickles, throwing it in the lane to Norris. Scrum for it, tipped, and Vanonic out of there with it. Vanonic over to Sullivan. Sullivan down out to Vanonic from Hood. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound tipped, and Powell able to pull it down. Tried to sneak her way into the basket. And now Sickles tied up. Jump ball, possession arrow says West Prairie. And John, really for the Cyclones, trying to keep that hot shooting going in this second half.
Yeah, Cyclones definitely need to get on a roll here. You know, they're out to a big lead, and just as you said that, Maddie Hood knocks down the quick three off the inbounds.
Do not see her do that very often, 49-23.
No, and you see her shoot those in warm-ups, but doesn't really get the opportunity most of the time in games. But she was wide open on that one, was able to drill it.
And add another little component. Inbounds the Suter over to Gil Fillin. Tipped and out to Jackson, over to Suter. Suter, quick pop, little short, rebound tip, and Powell out with it. Dribbles it in, lays it up, lays it in. And the Cyclones make a quick 5-0 burst. Powell with the inbound, steals it, and wait for her teammates to get to her, as they've upped this to a 27-point lead. Inbound, they try to bring it into Hood in the post, and a jump ball possession error should be BPC. But quick burst, Cyclones have done that a lot here tonight, and they actually sustained them at some point. But 50-23, the lead here, out to a 27-point advantage, 6.5-minute mark of the third. Gil Fillin, shot no good, rebound, Sickles pulled it down, fight for it on the floor, and Sickles able to pull it away from Sullivan. They're going to actually whistle that a travel.
And I don't know what it is here tonight, but we've seen a lot of those tie-ups under the baskets going both ways. A lot of jump balls, a lot of situations like we just saw. Again, both teams just playing pretty physical down low.
Well, now, part of what that is, that's typical of junior high girls basketball. Don't see it as much in high school. They work it down to Dunn. Dunn tried to just, I guess, slam bounce it into Hood a little too hard. And Jackson out. Spin in the paint. Bounce down for Gil Fillin. 3 or 2 is no good. Sickles with the rebound, and I guess lost it on the way up there. And we're going to have substitutions. Miller and Shannon will come in. Sickles and Suter will take a seat. As Sullivan brings it in. Bring it down the corner. Vanonik out to Sullivan. Over to Powell. As they work this zone, back to Vanonik. She'll drive around Shannon. Bounce over to Dunn. Out to Powell. 3 is up on the way. It's good. Love the extra pass, John.
Yeah, Cyclones, great ball movement there. Powell skip past it into the corner for Vanonik. Vanonik attacks the closeout. Throws that nice bounce pass along the baseline to Dunn. Dunn makes the extra pass, and Powell hits the 3.
Shannon has the pass tapped by Powell. Miller gets to the hole. Jackson with a shot, no good, and then Hood tapping it out of bounds. 5:11 left to go here in the third quarter, and the Cyclones have the lead up to 30. As Miller triggers in. Into Norris, has it batted away. Pulled away by Dunn, and back they'll come the other way. They hold it, lobs it down to Powell. Powell back out to Sullivan. Over to Vanonik. She'll spot up the long 3. Nope, no good. Dunn the rebound. Wheels it out of there, and then cross courts at Powell. The 3 on the way. It is no good. And the rebound, well, we've got a rebound bump, and that's going to be on Maddie Hood. Lauren Bell will check in here, and she will replace Maddie Hood. Jackson with it. She'll walk it up now. 4.5 left to go here in this third quarter. Norris has it picked away again. Dunn loses the handle up, falls on the floor. Tries to roll it. Shannon up with it. And I honestly am not sure really, John, what happened in that sequence.
Looks like some of the players stopped playing. They thought a jump ball was going to get whistled. The ball just kind of rolled out from underneath Lindsey Dunn. Lauren Bell was able to get on top of that.
Into Vanonik. Vanonik trying the baseline. And we've got a reach-in foul going to be whistled on Shannon. for the hold on. As Dunn will bring it back in. Inbounds to Sullivan, up to Powell. Powell tried to throw it to Lauren Bell, just a little bit high.
Trying to lob it over the top of the defense there. But as you mentioned, just a little bit high for Lauren Bell. Powell probably used to throwing that to Lindsey Dunn or Maddie Hood in the corner there. Bell just checked into the ball game, threw it a little bit high for her.
Fake, and Jackson bouncing in the lane to Norris. She'll spin, shoot, shot won't go. Bell the rebound. Tried to throw it out of there, stolen by Shannon. Jackson up with a three, no good. And Dunn down with a rebound. Vernonik going to bring it up. Out to Powell. Powell traveled. Just was trying to get to that lane so quick. We're 3.5 left to go here. They'll wheel it over to Gilfillan. Gilfillan driving across the lane here. And Madeline Sullivan with a quick takeaway. Drive down, we've got a foul on Gilfillan, I believe. And this one officially kind of broke open here. Sickles back in. Located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ride and Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service unmatched in this area. Customer service, one of their specialties. Give them a call today, 309-772-3121. Powell loops it out to Vanonic. Three, good. Man, I tell you, if they can bottle the shots up tonight, 56-23. As Suter wheels it in the lane to Miller. Miller looking to drive. She'll be fouled. And that's one of those, John, I've been waiting for that basically all night long for them to try to work it into the taller players and get them to the basket.
Yeah, and when Bushnell has been able to do that so far here tonight, they've had some success, as we see Miller taking a trip to the line now. And again, they have that height advantage. You got to be using that, but a lot of it comes down to the pressure that these West Prairie defenders are putting on the ball handlers, making those passes a little bit trickier to get down inside, being able to keep it out of the hands of the post players for the most part.
56-25. Powell brings it up over to Sullivan. To Powell. Powell fakes, dribbles down, shoots, shot no good. And the rebound, Jackson. Bring it out of there. Jackson back the other way. And down, Vanonic takes it away, out to Powell. Powell on the run, lays it up, lays it in. And it is 58-25. As jumps it up, Janie Phelps will check in just a moment. And out they bring it to Suter. Her shot no good. Sickles the rebound, and then Sullivan able to pull it away. Out to Dunn. Dunn will come out of there with it. Lobs it down to Powell. Powell fake, slides in, can't get it to go. I think Suter got a block there. And throws it out to Vanonic. Cyclones will load her on up. Working it around. Powell thought the three, pulls it down. Minute 45 left in the third. Out to Vanonic, up to Sullivan. She'll spot a three, no good. And Miller finally down with the rebound.
We've seen both teams kind of slow the pace down here in the third quarter. Again, West Prairie with this big lead, no need to rush for them. You'd like to see maybe a little bit more intensity out of Bushnell, try to pull themselves a little bit closer. I know the lead seems very big and kind of insurmountable, but you got to at least make an effort at it.
Yep, 58-25 here, minute 10, clock rolling in this third quarter. Cyclones working around here, being very patient down the corner of Vanonic. Fake, and she'll dribble it on out of there, up to Powell. Hood and Phelps will come in at the next dead ball. As Powell looks to dribble lane, wings it out, and that one's stolen away. As Miller dribbling, holds on to it now. Powell pressuring her. Shannon, no good. Bell, another rebound. And has it bumped away. We'll have the substitutions now coming in. And Lauren Powell and Lindsay Dunn will go out here. And we may have seen the last of Lauren Powell for the evening. 38 seconds left. Madeline Sullivan brings it up here. Over to Hood. Hood high out for Vanonic. Vanonic, 25 seconds left. They throw it for Phelps down in the corner. Out to Vanonic. Vanonic wheeling over to Sullivan to Hood. Hood out to Sullivan. Gets a rip it away from Suter. Drives down the lane. Shot no good. Rebound Sickles down with it. And out of there with it come the Spartans with 8 seconds left to go here. And shot is no good. Tapped out there, and that'll be the end of the third quarter of play. 58-25, the lead here. Mason Shipman will check in just a moment. As we head to the fourth quarter of play. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
Do you need ice for your upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Rich at 309-351-8192 for your quote today.
And don't forget the folks at Macomb's original local sports bar, the Sports Corner at 124. Focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. On the floor for the Cyclones, Sullivan, Phelps, Hood, Bell, and Shipman now. And I believe, don't quote me, I believe it should be running clock here for this whole fourth quarter. Phelps with it to Sullivan, out to Hood, who holds. And they may just going to go, you may hear this big. No, that's not something I ate tonight. It is the airing out of the clock, and I guess they are stopping the clock. I thought maybe with a 30-point lead they wouldn't.
I thought usually they did. 30 points in the fourth quarter. Usually the clock runs. That's all right, though.
And pass taken away by Gilfillan. Runs it up the other way. Suter out to Gilfillan. Shot is good. And one of the first shots the Spartans have hit for the hit here in the second half. There haven't been very many. Sullivan over to Hood as we work down to 7 minutes left. As we go to work, lob down for Shipman. Shipman with a drive, shot off the side of the backboard, but a foul on Norris. And now the clock is running. I thought that's 30 points was an automatic thing. And, of course, we'll have the boys' game. What we'll do is we'll drop off of this feed, then come back from the other. Free throw by Shipman, no good. So she'll spot it up for the next one. Second one is good. Shipman makes 1 of 2. And makes it a 59-27. Pass nearly taken by Hood. Sickles drives in, shoots shot, and gets it to go. So 59-29. As the lead here for the Cyclones. And they're very patient bringing it up here. Sullivan lobs it over to Hood. Hood holds, comes down to Shipman. Shipman try to get out to Phelps, over to Hood. As Suter running back and forth at her. And Suter going to be whistled for the personal on the reach in. So that is the 4th on the Spartans. As Sullivan wheels it down. And Suter nearly pokes it again. Somebody needing to get open here. They bring it down to Shipman. Shipman looking to drive, picks up her dribble, cross courts it to Maddie Hood. Hood holds over to Phelps. Phelps puts up the 3, gets it to go. Janie Phelps strokes home the 3 ball. Just like the old man taught her, I got to say that.
Nice looking jump shot there from Phelps. Bank is still open. Comes away at the rebound here, looking to push the pace, splits the gap on the defenders.
And missed that one as Gil. Now that definitely looks like Dad missing the layup, but no, I don't want to make fun of her there. Did a pretty good job there. Norris brings it up. Out to Gilfillan, over to Miller. She'll step. Now it looks like the long tube foot on the line. Phelps the rebound again, hands off to Hood as Maddie Hood will lead the charge up here. Needs a little help. Comes to Sullivan. And it'll be Taylor Phelps and Allie Bunnell into the ball game here in just a moment. As they run it over to Shipman. Shipman puts up 3. That one's partially blocked. Norris down with it. Off to Gilfillan, and we'll go back the other way. Under 4 minutes left to go here in the game. Sickles dribbles past Shipman in the lane to Miller. Miller out to Suter. Suter toes 3, short. And nice rebound out of there. Madeline Sullivan tied up by Gilfillan. Jackson back in as Sickles goes out. As Hood and Sullivan going out now. Suter going to bring it inbounds, looking to trigger into Jackson. Jackson holds and waits. Shot no good. Rebound. Miller had it, lost the handle on it, and out of bounds it goes. And Phelps will be bringing it up now. Inbounds to Taylor Phelps. So Phelps and Phelps, no relation. Well, to me, one is, but the other ain't. Allie Bunnell with it. Shot is no good off the backboard. Got her own rebound to Phelps. Kicks out to Bell. Bell, couple of dribbles to the basket. Shot on the way, no good. And the rebound tipped around. Norris finally out of there with it. And Bunnell and ear steal. Tie up. Jackson and Bunnell tie it up. And it will be Spartan basketball. Wholesale substitutions. Shannon, Brandt, Sykes, all in the game. I think that's right. Yep. That was Sykes from the JV game. She's not on the roster here, but she's in there. And now to Johnson, to English. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound Shannon, puts it up, no good. Block for Bell, and finally up and in by the Spartans. 62-31 here, 2:25 left to go in the game. Phelps up to Phelps through the wickets and out of bounds. And they'll bring it in. It'll be English bringing it inbounds to Brandt, who walks it up here as we go under 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. Near steal by Shipman. And I'll stay with the Spartans. But a big win here for the Cyclones tonight, barring the 30-point comeback. And ball tipped away. They bring it to English in the lane. Shot is no good. Shannon down with it, dribbling. Fires it off the backboard, no good. Rebound tipped out, and a chase for it. And Sykes falls down. Out of bounds it goes, so it'll be Cyclone basketball here as we count down to 1.5 minutes left here. Shipman in with it. As coming across the timelines, Phelps trying to throw it to Bell. As threw it a little wide. Shannon now brings it across. Working under 1 minute left. Out to Sykes. Lob down in the lane, stolen by Bunnell. Bunnell Lobs it up to Phelps. Phelps dribbling in the lane. Shannon giving her chase, and a block from behind by Shannon. As working down at 62-31, working it down here. Over it comes, out to Johnson. Shot on the way is no good. Rebound Taylor Phelps. Out to Shipman. Shipman, a 1-on-3. Comes down to the near side, slows up. Nearly lost it. And now tipped out. It'll go over to the Spartans. Here comes Shannon dribbling across the timeline here. 10 seconds left. Down in the corner to Johnson. Shannon wheeling the baseline, and they're going to wheel a foul on Bunnell. And that's the ball game. 62-31, the final score here. Cyclones with the win tonight. And John, impressive game, especially the shooting for the Cyclones.
Yeah, the shooting came through big tonight, and you got to wonder as Cyclones could shoot like that for the rest of the season as we're closing in on the end of the season, how many games they might be able to win, and not just the shooting, but really the pressure too. They're able to force a lot of turnovers on this Bushnell side coming up into the backcourt with that extended pressure. And, you know, as you mentioned, big win for the Cyclones here tonight, get things back on track for the end of the season.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this one. We'll jump out and we'll go back in for the Varsity Boys Contest. We'll do that in just a little bit. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.